Let's say you are defusing the bomb without a kit. Partially through the defuse, a Molotov lands at your feet. How would you know if you have enough time to finish the defuse? Can you stick through the fire and flames and win the round? Or do you need to back off and defuse after? Knowing how to correctly chunk fire damage is a skill that is utilized in every single pro match. And in this video, we will show you how to take advantage of the fire nade mechanics, how to perfect your timing, how to win duels when the enemy is trying to burn you out, and knowing when to leave. But what exactly is chunking a Molotov? Sometimes it is also referred to as tanking, and chunking a Molotov or incendiary grenade can be defined as intentionally taking burning damage from a Molotov or incendiary grenade to gain more net value than taken damage. But in what world could taking damage be beneficial? The most intuitive example is net damage. This is where you take damage from the Molotov, but in the meantime deal more damage to the enemies. This could be as simple as standing in a Molotov for a few ticks to get a kill where you only lose part of your health, or it could mean standing in the Molotov until you die by getting more than just one kill, which is why knowing Molotov and incendiary grenade mechanics is so fundamental. Otherwise, you may linger in the burning area for just a little too long or stick a defuse that you couldn't even complete in the first place. So let's do a little crash course on Molotov and incendiary grenades. The basic difference between the two is that the Molotov lasts 7 seconds compared to the 5.5 seconds of the CT alternative. This might make you say, if the incendiary grenade is more expensive and lasts for a shorter time, it must be better somehow, right? I mean, high-tech military technology has to be better than a bottle of wine, gasoline, and a rag. Well, let's go into a Refrag server and roast some bots to analyze the exact damage values. It turns out they do identical damage per tick. When a Molotov lands at your feet, it will scale from 0 to 8 damage per tick across the first 1.8 seconds, and then it will stay at 8 damage per tick until they fizzle out for both unarmored and armored opponents. In this context, 1 tick is 1/5 of a second. Both Molotov and incendiary grenade will do the exact same damage per tick, and they will scale exactly the same. The damage scaling in this plot is why you can run through a fresh Molotov, but you should avoid mature ones. When a fire nade lands at your feet and you are at full health, you should be able to survive for 3.2 seconds. In a mature Molotov or incendiary grenade, your time to live is reduced to 2.5 seconds. This also answers the question at the beginning of the video. How long into the defuse do you need to be able to survive the flames? As mentioned earlier, it does not matter if it's an incendiary grenade or Molotov. As long as there are 3 seconds or less left in the defuse and you have full health, you will be able to finish the defuse. All of these mechanics are important to keep in mind and help us make the correct decision regarding when to tank fire or not. So how can we use them to our advantage? Let's return briefly to the net damage example. We now know that the fire damage scales up in the first 1.8 seconds. Thus, if you see a Molotov or incendiary grenade land in front of you and attempt to stop you from peeking, you should be able to quickly run into the Molotov, take a shot, and hopefully get a kill before falling back. But what about scenarios where you are defending and the enemy tries to clear you out with fire? In this context, you have 3 options. Leave immediately, linger shortly, or never leave. Leaving immediately might seem like the best option, but keep in mind that whoever threw the utility will be waiting for a short time to see if anyone runs out. By remaining in the fires for just a little amount of time, you have the opportunity to throw off the timings of the enemy and peek into an unsuspecting target. However, you must keep in mind that taking burning damage makes a unique sound, so you have to play your cards just right. But what about never leaving? Knowing that you can survive in the fire for over 3 seconds, you technically have plenty of time to play around the flames and kill 1 to 2 targets, in the alternative where you would just have died immediately. Lastly, you can look at net value from the context of map control. If a team is consistently throwing utility to deny you map control, it is sometimes worth running through it to catch the enemy off guard. A great example is rushing banana on Inferno. As long as the Molotov just recently landed, ideally directly on top of you or behind you, you should be able to run through it with limited damage. But knowing all of this is fine and dandy, but how do you actually practice it? I mean, you could stand in an offline server and throw Molotovs at your feet, but I wouldn't say that's very effective. So I would suggest checking out the custom game modes made by Refrag. Here, we created a unique playlist where you'll have to try various things, such as peeking into a fire to get a kill, holding a position while burning to stop the enemy push, or pushing a site through the flames and entry. This way, when you encounter these scenarios in an actual game, you will know exactly what to do and the specific timings of the utility. Using the link in the description and the code CHUNK15, you can get a discount on Refrag. Thank you for watching this video, and please consider subscribing for more Refrag content.